What's up, you guys? Teddy Striker here, and this Saturday we finally have Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev, a fight that should have happened quite a while ago in my opinion, but we're finally here. And in this video I'm going to talk to you guys about how I think Magomed Ankalaev can beat Alex Pereira. It's a very close fight, but it seems like Alex Pereira is a favorite and he is expected to win this fight. So in this video I'm going to give a game plan for Magomed Ankalaev, the underdog, to beat Alex Pereira. I'm not saying that Magomed is going to win. I'm just basically building a game plan and keys to victory for Magomed to win. But if you guys are interested in my prediction for this fight, make sure you guys tune in this Friday and stay tuned throughout the week because I'm going to be dropping my prediction for the main card of UFC 313. But with all that being said, let's get into the first key to victory I have for Magomed Ankalaev to beat Alex Pereira, and that's going to be one of the things that I think made Israel Adesanya so successful against Alex Pereira in their first MMA fight is the fact that Israel Adesanya knew how to control the exchanges. He wasn't really getting hit that much by Alex Pereira, and he was able to negate the offense of Alex Pereira really well. And Israel Adesanya would do this by controlling the hands of Alex Pereira whenever he would go into the southpaw stance. He would also just, whenever Alex Pereira was looking to start off his combination, Israel Adesanya was using his full work to get out the way and get back to a safe position. Adesanya would also go into a clinch to completely break Pereira's offense. Or he would start combinations when he felt comfortable and he was ready to exchange with Alex Pereira. Now, here's what can happen when you're not in control of an exchange. So, for example, Jamal Hill, when he fought Alex Pereira, he was actually doing a good job of controlling the exchanges as well. He was controlling the hands of Pereira, making sure that Pereira wasn't engaging when Jamal Hill wasn't ready. But then, in my opinion, I think that Jamal Hill lost focus against Alex Pereira, and he lost the control of the exchange. So Pereira, he was in control, and Jamal Hill, he had several options. He could have either used his footwork and get out the way like Israel Adesanya would do. He could go into a clinch to break Pereira's offense, or he could exchange with Pereira, but he wasn't ready, so he just tried to exchange with Pereira and he got put to sleep. And Magomed Ankalaev, he has this tendency of trying to hit his opponent's back as soon as he gets hit with something significant or something that was hard. And when he does that, he can't be predictable and he loses control of the exchange because your opponent and a striker like Pereira is going to pick up on this pattern that every time he hits you hard, you're going to try to hit him right back so he can bait you by hitting you with something hard and then anticipating that you're going to do something, so stepping back and then countering you. And this is exactly what Jan Blachowicz did to him in certain exchanges during their fight. So here we go. Jan Blachowicz lands a big leg kick right here. Magomed Ankalaev does not like that kick, so he tries to get it back. But on the way in, he gets countered with a clean left hand from Jan Blachowicz. Now imagine if Pereira lands a left hook on his chin because he was not protecting himself with his right hand as he was throwing his left hand, which is where Pereira can't land a left hook. Look at the opening right here. Boom. Gets hit with a left hook, left hand, and he completely misses his punches. And there is no opening for another like it for Pereira. So this is an example of Magomed Ankalaev reacting to what Jan Blachowicz is doing, and therefore Jan is controlling the exchange because he's able to get Magomed to do something that Magomed doesn't really want to do, which is strike back while he's not really ready to strike. Moving on to the next key to victory I have for Magomed Ankalaev, and that's going to be when Magomed Ankalaev throws his punches, like maybe he throws a left hand, he keeps his right hand down, which is very dangerous against Alex Pereira because he's got that left hook and the opening is wide open since his right hand is by his waist essentially. So Magomed Ankalaev is going to have to break those bad habits and start keeping his hands up. Even when he's throwing punches, he's going to have to keep those hands up because Pereira is very dangerous and he can literally put you out with one shot. And his counter striking is getting better. We just saw against Khalil Roundtree. I mean, he looked like he was in the Matrix out there. But Magomed Ankalaev is going to have to keep those hands up in this fight. Be careful because Pereira is by far the hardest hitter he's ever faced.
Our back off the fence, right? He doesn't do a lot, right? We saw everything we needed to see. I need you to stay a little bit busier with your boxing, right? And make sure you're changing levels, hitting that two to the chest, right? Yeah. Always finish hook because the lead's hand dropping. This one's starting. Now.
Moving on to the next key to victory I have for Magomed Ankalaev, which is going to be Magomed Ankalaev has said in the past that he plans on knocking out Alex Pereira. He doesn't plan on wrestling. And we saw how that went with Jamal Hill. Just use your grappling. You've got excellent grappling. And, you know, I feel like he is going to grapple because lately I've been seeing some images circulating around with Magomed training on working on his ground and pound. And he's been talking about how he is going to grapple and he needs to grapple this time. He learned a lesson from Jan Blachowicz in the first fight. Because if he started grappling like from the start of the fight, he could have actually finished Jan Blachowicz. Because towards those championship rounds, you know, Jan couldn't keep up with Magomed's grappling. It was just too much for him. And Magomed nearly got a finish. He got a 10-8 round in those championship rounds. So if he grapples earlier now against a less experienced grappler in Alex Pereira, you could get a finish. You got really good grappling, so why not use it? And it can also help you set up your striking too. Moving on to the next key to victory I have for Magomed Ankalaev, and that's going to be Magomed Ankalaev has some of the best body shots in the light heavyweight division. He does a great job at targeting the body of his opponents. And being that he's a southpaw, he has the liver kick that he can't use on his opponents. And also, you know, going to the body, it's going to help set up those headshots. And it can also start to slow down your opponent. And we've seen that Alex Pereira at 2-5, he is very durable. He can take some shots. And I'm pretty sure that Yuri Proska hits way harder than Magomed Ankalaev, and he was blasting him with headshots, but Pereira was able to take some of these shots. And if you're Magomed, if you want to knock him out, you know, start going down, break his base, chop that tree down, and then eventually look for the headshots. And that can, like I said, set up a bunch of strikes up to the head, use your punches and kicks to the body, and yeah, just work the body of Pereira. Moving on to Magomed Ankalaev struggled a lot with the leg kicks of Jan Blachowicz. And we all know that Alex Pereira has some of the best leg kicks in the UFC currently. He does a very good job of implementing damage on his opponents, and it doesn't take a while. Like, he'll get your calf damage like within 2 rounds. Whereas Jan Blachowicz, maybe it took like 3 rounds to really start to set in. So Magomed, he's got to defend those kicks. Do not let Pereira get his offense going, and do not let him get settled into the fight and do that much damage on you. So defend the leg kicks. Moving on to the next key to victory I have for Magomed Ankalaev, and that's going to be one of the most effective ways to counter-strike Alex Pereira is to defend his kicks and then come back with a big shot, because whenever he misses his kicks, I mean, when you throw a kick, you do have to commit quite a bit, and when you don't land, it does take some time to get back to position, whereas maybe you miss a punch, it's not as hard because it's just your hand, but your kick, you're completely like on like not in a good position, you're just on one leg, so you gotta take some time to reset and get back to your proper position. And sometimes Pereira can be a bit slow to reset back into a proper position, which leaves a window for him to get hit. And also you can counter him by intercepting him as he's about to throw a strike, because Pereira has a tendency to keep his like, let's say he's throwing a right hand, his left hand is going to be down, it's not going to be by his shin, so there is an opening, but that is a bit riskier because you could miss your counter and you could get hit by him. But you don't want to just always go to the same counters or always counter him when he's making a mistake like that, because Pereira, being a striker like him, he can start setting traps off that. So like we talked about earlier, you want to control the exchanges. And whenever you see an opening for him to get hit, go for it, but don't always go through that, because that is a pattern, that is something that can be exploited by Pereira. But moving on to the last key to victory I have for Magomed and Ankalaev, which is going to be now, me personally, when I envision this fight, for some reason I can see the left overhand from Magomed and Ankalaev actually being really effective and actually dropping Alex Pereira. And the way Magomed and Ankalaev can set this up is by circling to his right, which is the direction of Alex Pereira's left hook. And this is a very risky tactic because you could actually get knocked out if it's not done correctly. But what you essentially want to do is bait Pereira into throwing the left hook. And you can do this by punching at his left hand and throwing jabs to his left hand to get him to want to throw that shot. And you're moving in the direction of his left hook. So he's going to be like, okay, you're moving towards my left hand, I'm going to cut you off. Or I can even knock you out with that punch. So you're baiting Pereira to throw that left hook. And you see Pereira, he starts throwing that left hook, and maybe you start defending it a little bit, maybe like pulling back. Get the timing on that. Make sure, that is something that Pereira is doing constantly, maybe 2 or 3 times. And then once he keeps doing that, throw the overhand left, because whenever you throw an overhand, you're naturally just dipping your head at a bit of an angle towards your lead side. So you're going to be like ducking under the left hook as Pereira is throwing the left hook. And you can start setting it up with the jab. Like I said, if you start seeing that he starts throwing that left hook, then that's when you can feint the jab and then go into an overhand, which in my opinion is going to beat the left hook. And also I think that the overhand for Magomed will work to his favor, because let's say he does actually go for takedowns. Let's say he does work the body really well. You can start feinting down low, and then Pereira's going to be, maybe anticipating a takedown. So he's going to drop his hands to get ready to defend it, and he leaves his head wide open for the overhand left, which could hurt him bad and even knock him out. But that concludes my keys to victory for Magomed and Ankalaev to beat Alex Pereira. Once again, I'm not saying he is going to do it, but this is just building a game plan for Magomed and Ankalaev to beat Alex Pereira. Let me know your thoughts down below. Who do you guys think is going to win this fight? Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.